I'll start with an exploit that's used in a few early game levels, the box jump. These are based around the fact that you can jump off boxes in midair, which isn't a bug or anything, it's required to beat level 9. But the consequence is that you can just do this anywhere. If you throw a box, then wait a certain amount of time, and start holding down the jump key, you can jump off the box in midair and get higher than a normal jump would take you. Different boxes have different timings for the jump because they have different weights, and unlike in the real world, heavier objects in 5b fall faster. Box jumps can carry you farther than a normal jump could, though there's a related trick which can give you even more distance. When walking on a box, the box's speed gets added to your walking speed, and if you jump off, you still carry that speed. If instead of holding down space before landing on the box, you just wait until you're on the box, then press space, you can gain that speed. The reason this doesn't happen with a normal box jump is because this speed gain only happens after the first frame you land on a box, and holding down space has you jump on that first frame. This variant of the box jump is called a box boost because it gives you a horizontal speed boost. I'd say the most notable instance of this is in level 6. You're supposed to use all 4 boxes to get to the door, but with a box jump, all you need is 2. A big metal box to place on the spikes, and a crate to do a box boost off of. Next we have a glitch that allows you to warp through thin walls. It's called the thin warp, and it works like this. If you have a 1 block thick wall and a thin object on the other side of it, you can grab the object through the wall and it just warps you forward and through the wall. Its first usage was in level 22. The premise of this level is that Match is stuck in this enclosure, with the only way out being for Book to venture to the top of the level and flip this yellow switch. It used to be possible to just directly grab Match through the wall, but that was patched in development. However, the thin warp glitch still remains and still allows Match to be brought through the block without flipping the yellow switch. All you have to do is bring one of these pillar objects from higher in the level down to Match so she can perform the glitch. The thinness requirement for objects to be grabbable through walls is just that they're thinner than a block, and these pillar objects definitely are. So once it's down, Match can just pick it up to warp her inside the block, and be able to just walk through. Additionally, Match herself happens to be an entity thinner than a block, so she works for this glitch too. This can be seen in a few other levels. Like at the end of 31, the thin warp glitch is used for a little corner cut to save a little time over just going over the wall. A similar corner cut can be found in level 33. It's also used at the very end of level 52. We only bring Match and Ice Cube down through the platforms at first, and leave Book bouncing on the other side of the wall. Then, Book can grab Match through the wall, which also brings her lower, so she can skip having to walk across a couple of the conveyors. Next up we have grab boosts, which are used in any level with Book and Match, but not Ice Cube. By throwing a character, quickly switching to them, then picking up again, then throwing, switching, grabbing, all in quick succession, you can pretty much fly around levels, though they're pretty hard to do at full speed, so most full game speedruns only ever do single grab boosts, not chaining any together. Speedruns of individual levels are able to incorporate some longer chains, which amount to some more substantial skips than what's used in full game. Anyway, just doing a single grab boost is known as a mini grab boost, and can be seen in a good chunk of levels where it's possible. For example, the basis of the puzzle in level 21 is that you have to throw a character onto this block of green tiles, which leaves the other character stuck until the other character flips the green switch. But you can skip all that just with a single mini grab boost to get both characters onto the green block at the same time. The next glitch is used across a few levels for some more major skips. It's called the wall clip, and allows you to phase through pretty much any wall. To explain how it works, I'll take a brief detour and talk about its cousin, the block clip. Here's a diagram of the hitboxes of a character and a block. The block has no holes and is seamless. But the character's hitbox has a little hole right here. The bottom right edge of the hitbox doesn't quite extend all the way to the right edge of the character's hitbox. This only happens on the right and doesn't flip when you change direction. So if a character lands with the top left corner of a block in this pocket, they won't register collision with the top of the block, and so can continue falling. But that also leaves the right edge of their hitbox to the right of the left edge of the block's hitbox, so we can also move to the right without registering collision. If a character lands in this pocket with some horizontal speed going into it, they won't be set up for a clip into the block below it, and will just land inside it. If you're at the right horizontal position with a horizontal speed of 0 though, you'll be constantly set up to clip into each lower and lower block, and can at any point start moving through and pass through the wall. Clips with the extra horizontal speed are called single block clips because they only let you go into a single block, while ones starting with a horizontal speed of 0 are called full wall clips because they allow you to phase through entire walls. Now this hole is tiny, it's 1/100th the size of a pixel. I've only enlarged it here for the purposes of this visualization. So landing in this pocket is precise, but some levels set you up for it. A few levels have some infamous single block clips that happen if you jump at just the wrong time at the very start of the level. Wall clipping, though, isn't like this, and requires some setup to get the right position and velocity. For a while, it was thought that the only way to do this was some complex series of left and right presses that humans couldn't do. So the trick was restricted to tool-assisted speedruns, where you can just set any series of inputs and the computer will do it. But later on, it was found that it was actually humanly possible to set up wall clips. The trick is releasing an arrow key and waiting to settle. The most common setup used by runners today involves settling twice. Start by smushing against a wall, then quickly pressing left, then right, waiting to settle, then doing a short left press, then waiting to settle to clip through. These setups only require a few inputs and even have a little room for error. The most notable uses of wall clips are in level 15 to skip flipping the switch, in level 36 to avoid flipping the green switch and consequently every puzzle in the level, and in level 31, again to avoid flipping a switch. The next glitch is only used in one level and only for 100%. The speedrun race you just watched was for any percent, where runners can just skip any level's win token, an optional pickup in every level that provides some extra challenge to get. There's another category of speedruns, 100%, where all win tokens are required. This trick's only use in speedrunning so far is to get the win token faster in level 26. It's called the recovery clip, and here's what it is. When a character is recovered, they're recovered slightly above the ground, and that even goes for a 3-block tall match when recovered in a 3-block tall corridor, which leads to her being clipped into the block above her the moment she's recovered. If another character picks her up quickly enough, she can stay clipped in and even be thrown to get her up higher. Using this glitch here in level 26, right below the win token, allows us to skip book having to go through this whole puzzle section. Finally, we have a glitch that doesn't have a good name, but I call it the Smush Death cheat. This one is so out of the way that it's not really used in speedruns. Many players, when they get to level 39 and want to get the win token, may attempt to do so by bouncing off this spring, even though there are spikes just above the win token. But surprisingly, if you get the timing right, it can work. You can get the win token without dying in this way. And you do indeed touch the spikes, this isn't just the spring giving you less height or something. This happens because if you land far enough to the left on the spring, you'll be able to hit the wall before you hit the spikes. And the game just doesn't register deaths when you're going up into a deadly block and smushed against a wall, holding left or right into it. And this doesn't only apply to spikes. In level 27, you can use it to get out of this bottom area without dying. These zappy things allow carryable objects to get through and kill characters. But the Smush Death cheat allows characters to not die to deadly blocks. And these blocks have no collision, so Book can just go up through them no problem. The final use case is only in tool-assisted runs, but it's possible to go up through acid and lava as well. These blocks act just like water to carryable objects, and so also act like water when characters Smush Death cheat up through them. In level 35, it's possible, in tool-assisted runs, to grab boost under the level and carefully align Book such that when she picks up Match, she's in the acid and smushed up against the wall. By doing some special grab boosts, it's possible to get all the way up and to the door. This is actually the fastest known way to beat level 35 tool-assisted, so I guess the glitch has that going for it. For humans, again, since it's so out of the way, it's more of a party trick than anything. And that's all the glitches I have for today. If you want a more in-depth look at when and where certain tricks are used, Corzin has a series on his channel where he goes into all that. There are also tons of level-specific tricks that I didn't get to go over that are covered in Corzin's series. So that's it, and happy speedrunning!